Alright, just want to tell you guys that you're awesome, and I'm really glad that you're all asking questions. Okay, so question number 1, how common do you think transsexualism is, and how common do you think homosexual transsexualism is? First off, I guess vocabulary thing, and it's totally cool that, I don't care what words you use to ask me, it's totally cool. So if you are afraid of phrasing it wrong, ask me anyway. Transsexualism, technically, or transsexual, characterizes those who choose to go into surgery. A lot of people choose not to go into surgery because it's expensive, their insurance doesn't cover it, and it is very risky. I believe 10% death rate. So some people just stay transgender because of all those factors it would take to become, to consider transsexual. And it's actually more common than you think. I didn't even know one of my friends identified as transgender until after the attacks. I knew one of them did because I knew them as a girl the year prior, so I was like, oh, okay. But one of them I had no idea. So you could know someone and you would have really no idea. It's a lot more common than you think. It's usually hidden, and usually people don't want to put it on the media, which is how we base, like fractions of how everyone is. So yeah, it's probably viewed as something smaller, but it's still pretty big out there. Now, homosexual transsexualism, which is a mouthful. I have a friend who identifies as female, and she likes girls. And it's common. I mean, it's not super common, but I don't know. I would figure that it's about the same fraction of normal, those who identify as gay, lesbian, or bi, just about the same fraction in the straight community as in the transgender community. It's about the same, it exists. It's not super rare. It's just unheard of, especially through the media. Everyone's like, oh no, that wouldn't exist. That's too weird. Okay, next question, scrolling down. Let's see, I have a question. Are transgendered people who have surgery to physically become the gender they identify with able to marry? If so, does it matter what the sex of that person is, Example, would a biological male turned female be able to marry a man, or a woman for that matter? And that really all depends on the state they live in, or where they live. Really where they live in the world is a huge thing, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about America, because, some places, like for example, if you're in Iraq, you would get executed. However, as term for in the United States, it really depends what state you're in. Some states, if you changed your birth certificate and you said, I'm a dude, and I would like to marry this girl here, some states would say, okay, that's fine. You're a guy marrying a girl. Other states would not recognize. They say, oh, you changed your gender. I don't think we're going to allow that. It really depends what state you're in, unfortunately, and how the judges are going to interpret it or anything. And then could they marry someone of the opposite gender? Like my friend, who was born biologically male, identifies as female, and she does like girls. Could she marry a girl in that sense? She did change her birth certificate and her name, and it really depends what the courts would say. They could say, no, you're a girl, and we don't allow same-sex marriage. Then, that sucks. But then on the other hand, when you think about it, it's like, oh, yeah, we'll let you get married. You're just going to be written as the guy. And it's kind of an attack. It's saying, we're going to recognize your marriage, but we're going to say that you're not really a girl. We don't believe you're a girl. We don't think you're anything like a girl. The fact that you're wearing girls' clothes and want to get surgery, that doesn't make you a girl. And so, it's kind of offensive either way. But, it could happen. It really depends on what states you're in. And why do people have a problem with it? That's a good question. They don't know. They don't know what the heck is happening. They don't think that they will ever meet someone like this, which they probably already have like 10 times. They are scared, and they become violent. They have a problem because they don't understand. They have a problem because they don't want to understand. They find it too taboo, and they react poorly, unfortunately. Such is life. It's nothing new. But you know what? I'm really glad you guys are watching, and the fact you guys want to know. So, hey, any more questions? If you're not sure about, if you don't want to make it obvious that you're asking a question, just send me a private message and be like, hey, I want to ask this question. Can you not say my name? And I'll say, sure, okay. And I'll answer questions the next time around. So that's totally okay. And thank you so much for asking questions. Alright. Oh, snap. How do I turn this off?